A long story about pixelated love, a story of a digital beauty and a real heart. Once upon a time, in a world of pixels and code, there lived a digital portrait of a beautiful woman. She had long, flowing hair that cascaded down her shoulders like a waterfall of golden sunshine. Her eyes were a deep, sparkling blue, and her skin was as smooth and flawless as porcelain. But her most striking feature was her bright red lip, which stood out against her pale skin like a beacon of passion and desire. The digital portrait was created by a talented artist who had spent countless hours perfecting every detail. He had carefully chosen each pixel, each shade of color, to create the most stunning and captivating image possible. And when he finally hit the save button, the portrait came to life, existing in a digital realm where beauty was all that mattered. The portrait was soon discovered by a young man who was browsing the internet. He was immediately captivated by her beauty, and he couldn't help but stare at her for hours on end. He was in love with the digital woman, and he knew that he had to meet her in person. So he set out on a journey to find the artist who had created her. He searched high and low, traveling through the digital landscape, asking anyone and everyone if they knew where he could find the artist. Finally, after many months of searching, he found the artist's studio. The artist was surprised to see him, but he welcomed him with open arms. The young man explained his love for the digital portrait and asked if there was any way to bring her to life. The artist thought for a moment, and then had an idea. He could create a hologram of the digital woman, which would allow her to exist in the real world. The artist set to work, using his skills and knowledge of technology to bring the portrait to life. And when he was finished, the young man was able to hold the digital woman in his arms, to see her beauty in person, and to tell her how much he loved her. The couple lived happily ever after. The young man would spend hours staring into the eyes of the woman he loved, and she would smile back at him with her bright red lip, knowing that she had been brought to life to be loved. And so the digital portrait of the beautiful woman with long flowing hair and a bright red lip lived on forever, as a reminder of the power of love and the beauty of technology. As the years passed, the couple's love for each other only grew stronger. They traveled the world together, visiting beautiful and exotic places that the digital woman had only ever seen in pictures. They shared countless adventures and experiences, making memories that they would treasure forever. Despite the fact that the digital woman was not a real person, the young man loved her just as much as any human being. He knew that her beauty and her love were real, and that was all that mattered. As the years went by, the artist who had created the digital portrait continued to perfect his craft. He created many other digital portraits, each one more stunning than the last. But the portrait of the beautiful woman with long flowing hair and a bright red lip always held a special place in his heart. It was his masterpiece, the work of art that had brought love into the world. Eventually, the artist decided to share his creation with the world. He made the digital portrait available for others to download and enjoy, and it quickly became one of the most popular and widely shared images on the internet. People from all over the world fell in love with the beautiful woman, just as the young man had years before. But no matter how many people loved and admired the digital portrait, the young man knew that he was the luckiest of them all. He had the real woman, the one who smiled back at him with her bright red lip, the one who had brought love and happiness into his life. And he knew that he would love her forever.